What if I told you that right now, in this very moment, you are radiating something powerful, something extraordinary? What if I told you that the men in your life notice things about you that you don't even realize? Yes, you heard me right. While you're busy overthinking, they're catching glimpses of your greatness in ways that would shock you. Now, before we dive in, I need you to stay with me, because what I'm about to share might change how you see yourself forever. By the time we're done here, you'll understand the beauty, the power, and the depth of what you bring to the world just by being you. Let me take you on a journey for a moment. Close your eyes and think back to the toughest moment in your life. That moment when everything seemed stacked against you. The walls were closing in and it felt like there was no way out. You know the one I'm talking about. The kind of moment that could have broken you, could have left you shattered. But what did you do? You got back up. You took a deep breath, wiped the tears, and pushed forward. That's what I want you to remember right now. Strength isn't about being loud or fearless. It's about being resilient. It's about holding yourself together when the world expects you to fall apart. And here's the thing, people see it. Men see it. They may not say it out loud, but they notice how you handle those moments when life tests you. They notice the quiet strength you carry in your walk, your words, and your choices. Talia Shizda. When a storm hits, you don't always have the luxury of announcing, I'm strong, I've got this. No, your strength shows in your actions. It shows in the way you don't give up. You don't run away from the hard stuff. You face it head on. That's power. Not the kind that screams for attention, but the kind that whispers, I'll get through this. And let me tell you something, resilience is contagious. When people see you standing tall after life knocks you down, it inspires them to do the same. You might think no one's watching, but they are. That's the beauty of strength. It has a ripple effect. It's not just about you, it's about what you give to the world by refusing to quit. It's in the way you handle the little things too, the way you smile even when you're tired, the way you encourage others even when you're struggling. That's where your strength shines brightest. In the quiet, uncelebrated moments that define who you are. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. And trust me, people notice. And let's not forget the grace you carry through it all. Strength isn't just about brute force, it's about balance. It's about knowing when to push and when to pause. It's about fighting your battles with dignity, not desperation. That's the kind of strength that leaves a mark on the people around you, the kind they'll talk about long after you're gone. Now let's shift gears for a moment. Let's talk about passion. Let's talk about that fire inside you that refuses to be put out. You know what I'm talking about, that thing that lights you up from the inside. That thing you could do or talk about for hours without even noticing the time. That's purpose. That's the reason you get up in the morning, the reason you keep pushing forward, even when the road gets tough. When you live with passion, people see it. They feel it. It's in the way your eyes light up when you talk about your dreams, the way your voice gets a little louder, a little stronger. That kind of energy is magnetic. It draws people in, it inspires them. And here's the thing, passion doesn't have to be big and flashy. It doesn't have to be about changing the world in one grand gesture. Sometimes it's in the small things, the way you pour your heart into your work, the way you show up for your loved ones, the way you pursue your hobbies with joy and commitment. People notice when you care deeply about something. They notice when you're not just going through the motions, but truly living. That kind of passion is rare and it's unforgettable. It shows that you're not just here to exist, you're here to make a difference, to leave your mark. And let me tell you this, passion has a way of opening doors you didn't even know were there. When you're doing what you love, opportunities find you. People are drawn to that kind of energy. They want to be around it, to be part of it. Passion is like a beacon. It shines and it attracts. But it's not just about the outside world noticing. It's about what passion does for you. It gives you a sense of purpose, a reason to keep going when things get tough. It fuels you, it drives you, it makes life worth living. And when you have that, you're unstoppable. So don't ever let anyone dim your light. Don't ever let anyone tell you that your dreams are too big or your passions are too small. Own them, pursue them, and watch how the world around you starts to change. Because when you live with passion, you're not just living for yourself, you're inspiring everyone who crosses your path to do the same. Strength and passion, they go hand in hand. One keeps you grounded and the other keeps you moving forward. And when you embrace both, when you let them guide you, there's nothing you can't achieve. Let me ask you something. How do you treat the people you encounter every day? Not just your friends, not just the people you care about, but everyone. The barista at the coffee shop, the person you pass on the street, the waiter who serves your table. Do you see them? Do you take a moment to offer a kind word, a smile, a thank you? Because let me tell you something powerful. Kindness matters. Empathy matters. How you treat people, especially those who can do nothing for you in return, speaks volumes about who you are. You may not think anyone notices, but they do. People see the way you carry yourself in those small, seemingly insignificant moments. It's easy to be kind when the spotlight's on you, but it's in those quiet, unobserved times that your true character shines. The way you comfort a friend in need, the way you defend someone who can't defend themselves, the way you go out of your way to help without expecting anything back. Those moments are what define you. There's a kind of beauty in being gentle with the world. It's not weakness, it's strength. The strength to choose grace over anger, compassion over judgment, understanding over indifference. And let me tell you, people notice. Men notice. When you extend kindness, you leave an impression. It's not the flashy words or the grand gestures. It's the simple, consistent actions that reveal who you are at your core. The way you treat others becomes a mirror reflecting your own humanity. When you lift someone up, you're lifting yourself too. That energy, that positivity, it ripples out into the world. And don't think for a second that your kindness is wasted, even if it goes unacknowledged, because the truth is, every time you choose to lead with empathy, you're planting seeds. Seeds of respect, of connection, of trust. Seeds that grow even if you don't see the harvest. Think about the people in your life who've made a difference for you. Was it the loudest person in the room, the one who demanded attention? Or was it someone who listened when you needed to be heard? Someone who showed up when it mattered? Someone who treated you with kindness when you were at your lowest? That's the kind of impact you're capable of. That's the legacy you leave behind when you live with empathy and kindness. Now let's talk about something else, something you might not even be aware of. The way you carry yourself. You might think it's just a walk, just a posture, just a look. But let me tell you, it's so much more. It's a statement. It's an energy. People notice how you move through the world. They notice the confidence you wear, even when you don't realize it's there. It's not about being loud or showy. It's about being grounded. It's in the way you walk into a room like you belong there, not because you're trying to prove anything, but because you know your worth. That kind of confidence doesn't shout, it whispers. And that whisper, it's powerful. There's something magnetic about a person who's comfortable in their own skin. Someone who doesn't need validation, who isn't chasing approval, who just is. That kind of presence is rare and it's unforgettable. People feel it. They might not be able to put it into words, but they feel it. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about embracing your imperfections and owning them. It's about showing up as your authentic self, flaws and all, and saying, this is who I am. And let me tell you, when you do that, it changes the way people see you. They're drawn to that authenticity, that realness. Because deep down, we're all looking for that kind of courage. The courage to just be. The way you carry yourself sends a message. It tells the world how you see yourself, what you believe about yourself. And when you believe you're enough, when you believe you're worthy, people take notice. That belief, that quiet confidence, it shines through in everything you do. It's in your posture, your tone of voice, your smile. It's in the way you hold your head high even when life gets tough. You don't have to be the loudest person in the room to make an impact. Sometimes it's the quietest person who leaves the strongest impression. Because confidence isn't about volume, it's about presence. It's about being fully there, fully you, fully alive. And here's the thing, confidence isn't give to everyone around you. When you walk with confidence, you give others permission to do the same. You become a beacon, a source of inspiration. You show people what's possible when you believe in yourself. So don't underestimate the power of how you carry yourself. Don't underestimate the message you're sending, even when you're not saying a word, because people notice. And when they do, they're not just seeing you, they're seeing what's possible in themselves too. Let's take a moment to talk about something that can change the atmosphere of an entire room: joy. You see, joy is more than just a feeling. It's a light, a power, an energy that has the ability to lift people up, to inspire, to heal. And one of the purest forms of joy is laughter. It's simple, but it's profound. A laugh can break tension, dissolve fear, and create connection. And when you laugh, really laugh, it's like the world pauses for a moment. Everything heavy seems a little lighter, everything dark feels a little brighter, and when someone sees you laughing, they're not just noticing the sound, they're noticing the life in you. They're seeing your ability to find beauty, to embrace the good, even when life throws challenges your way. That's powerful. You might not think people pay attention to your laughter, but they do. It's not just the sound that resonates, it's the freedom behind it. It's the way your eyes light up, the way your face softens, the way your spirit shines. It's contagious, isn't it? When someone hears a genuine laugh, it makes them want to laugh too. It's one of those things that connects us on a human level, something that breaks down barriers and reminds us that we're not so different after all. And joy isn't just about the laughter, it's in the way you find wonder in the everyday moments. It's the way you celebrate the small wins, the way you share a story with excitement, the way you let yourself feel alive. People notice that. Men notice that. It's not about being happy all the time. Life doesn't work that way. But it's about choosing to find moments of joy even when life gets hard. That choice, that intentional decision to embrace joy, it leaves a mark. Think about the people who've left an impression on you. Were they the ones who were always serious, always focused on the negative? Or were they the ones who could find something to smile about, something to laugh at, even in the toughest times? That kind of spirit is unforgettable. It's not just attractive, it's inspiring. And don't think for a second that your joy is small or insignificant. Your joy is a gift. It's a reminder to the people around you that there's still beauty in this world, still something to fight for, something to believe in. When you share that joy, you're not just lifting yourself up, you're lifting others too. Now let's talk about something deeper, something that goes beyond the surface: authenticity. You see, there's something powerful about being real, about showing up as your true self. No filters, no masks, no pretenses. It's rare in a world where so many people feel the need to pretend, to put on a show, to hide their vulnerabilities. But when you're authentic, when you're brave enough to let people see the real you, it's like a breath of fresh air. Authenticity isn't about being perfect, it's about being honest. It's about saying, this is who I am, my strengths, my flaws, my hopes, my fears. It's about being vulnerable, and that takes courage. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the strength to say, I'm not perfect, but I'm enough. And let me tell you, people notice that kind of courage. Men notice. When you're real, when you're genuine, it creates a connection. It's like holding up a mirror and saying, it's okay to be yourself. Because when you're authentic, you give others permission to be authentic too. You create a space where people feel safe, where they feel seen, where they feel understood. There's nothing more attractive than someone who's comfortable in their own skin, someone who doesn't need to put on a show, who doesn't need to impress, who's just real. That kind of authenticity is rare. And it's unforgettable. It's the kind of thing that stays with people long after you've left the room. But authenticity isn't just about how others see you. It's about how you see yourself. When you're true to who you are, when you embrace your imperfections and own your story, it changes the way you move through the world. You walk with a little more confidence, a little more purpose. You stop comparing yourself to others. Stop trying to live up to someone else's standards, because you know that you're enough, just as you are. And let me tell you something. Authenticity doesn't mean you have it all figured out. It doesn't mean you're always strong, always confident, always happy. It means you're honest about where you are and where you're going. It means you're willing to show up even when it's hard, even when you're scared. That kind of honesty is powerful. It's what builds trust, what creates connection, what leads an impact. So don't be afraid to let people see the real you. Don't be afraid to laugh, to cry, to feel, to dream. Don't be afraid to show the world who you are, because who you are is enough. Who you are is beautiful. Who you are is exactly what this world needs. So ladies, hear me out. You don't have to change a thing about who you are. You don't have to be louder, stronger, or someone you're not. You already have everything you need to leave a mark on this world. What I want you to do is this. Believe it. Believe that your strength, your laughter, your passion, and your authenticity are not only noticed, they're cherished. And when you walk out of here today,